We have a fake Satoshi. Monero just got delisted and plummeted, and then Solana went down for the umpteenth time, but it didn't dump as hard as Monero. Time to go around the blockchain. Thank you for joining. Make sure you go to hit that like button. I appreciate the audience that are in here already. Tractano, Shake, Green Day, and the gang. One of the most loyal audiences out there. We appreciate it. And show that loyalty, and we'll show some love to the guests we have on today. And we'll start in the green square, thinking crypto. How are you doing today? I'm loving the pillows in the background, but when are you going to get rid of the XRP one? I'm joking. How are you doing today?
The XRP army is going to come after you, man. I'm doing great. Great to be here as always, and excited to talk about crypto. And I know, so we're going to talk Solana, and I got a lot to say there.
Oh, I can't wait. We might rush through the first two so we can really do a deep dive on that one. Also on today with the fancy mic, it is Jackie Dutton. Jackie, how are you doing today?
I'm good. We have the Solana colors right now. Then they'll flash into, pick a coin or your favorite coin. They flash.
Yeah, pick a coin. I just saw the hex colors. I'm waiting for Bitcoin orange. And then also we have a validator for Solana here. It is Crypto Blood. How are you doing today?
Oh, sorry, Daisy. I was just putting the disk back in to the Solana validator node. Had to reboot. Yeah.
Blow the dust off.
There you go. What's going on, Daisy?
You got those messages in the Discord. You jumped in just like everybody else. And then last but not least, we have the best thumbnails in the game. The best piano player in the game is Matty B. Matty B, how are you doing today?
Absolutely fantastic. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Oh, it's going to be a good one. Well, let's just lead with the first story. Fake Satoshi. Craig Wright is out there claiming he is Satoshi again. This time he's in a lawsuit with the UK High Court. And the computer scientist's claim to fame is he is the pseudonymous creator of Bitcoin. He claims he invented Bitcoin, but the Crypto Open Patent Alliance or COPA, it is a nonprofit backed by Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey created Twitter before he sold it to Elon, as well as backed by Coinbase and MicroStrategy. That's right, the GigaChad there. Well, they backed this nonprofit to suing Craig Wright to challenge his claim. And I almost wasn't going to share this because I'm afraid it'll almost give me 1 second here. I'm going to pull up my likes here. I want to make sure we look at this. This is potentially going to color some of your opinion here, but it's just too good of a synopsis for me to not share. All right, so this is COPA versus Craig Wright, day 2. Again, this is going to be a biased take here. Just take that. I think what we heard in the courtroom today was absurd. I have no words for it. It's difficult to digest his arrogance and foolish responses. I am not only shocked, but I'm shocked. It is very evident to everyone that Craig is attempting to portray himself as Satoshi Nakamoto while having no substance. He deserves this disgrace after causing so much grief to so many people over the years. Now, thinking crypto, this has been a story that's been developing for years. What are your thoughts on Craig Wright's claims that he invented Bitcoin?
Craig Wright is one of the biggest clowns I've ever seen. And to your point, this has been going on for a long time, going back to 2017 and so forth. This man has been claiming he's Satoshi, has not shown any proof. He just won't go away. When will he go away? I don't know. If I ever saw him, I might have to slap him in the face. Dude, come on, stop. Please stop. You're so annoying. And look, the problem is he has some of the funds with his fake Bitcoin, right? So that he can go ahead and do these things. But I think it's all just for PR and getting himself more press because he keeps losing. It's pathetic.
It is pathetic. Hey, we have another founder in the chat, Darth Mike. Hey, he invented SafeMoon, but he says he's sorry. That's okay. We forgive you. All right, now, Jackie, what were your thoughts on this ongoing saga? I mean, will we ever, I don't want to say definitively, but will it ever be definitively proven in court that he is not Satoshi? Or is he always going to claim to fame you can't disprove it technically?
Right now, I think his main piece of evidence that he's tried to present is something like a napkin with coffee stains and a handwritten note. He's also gotten his own mother to testify for him that she knows that my little Craig Wright, he is Satoshi. It's so insane, but there's this strange division. I was listening to a space last night where they were BSVers, and those people are so, speaking of SafeMoon, dead to rights. They believe that he is Satoshi. And they also said that even if in court it is proven or the court rules that he is not Satoshi, they continue to believe that he is, and he was a part of Team Satoshi. But they've never even seen his code. They've never seen a commit from him. I'm personally like uneasy about even talking about him though, because he's gone on to like wreak havoc on people's lives, like Peter McCormick and the Hodelnot guy, Captain Hodelnot. It's awful. I'm glad that we're finally going to definitively get an answer that you can't go around fucking terrorizing people. If you have no proof, you can't go terrorizing people who are like, well, you have no proof, so we don't think you're it. Either put up or shut up.
Yeah, a good point. He was very litigious in the past. If you said, he is not Satoshi, he would come after you. But I believe, and I'd have to double check, after Vitalik Buterin once said directly to a camera, sue me, you are not Satoshi. It seems like he may have stopped, because I don't think he wanted to take Vitalik to court. That might not have ended well for him. All right, well, Crypto Blood, Jackie brought up BSV holders. I got to bring up the BSV holders.
I know a couple of them.
Well, what is their rationale? Have they ever explained to you, their thesis on, why they're such a true believer? Is it really just all about block sizes? Or is there, this fervent hope that, no, man, he's the true founder?
So the one person that I'm referring that popped up in my mind, they're more so about the tech. So they're saying like, BSV is better from a tech standpoint, block sizes, blah, 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 and all this. The issue is just like with TRX, you have a founder or a figurehead that is actually detrimental to the project. So BSV will never be what it could be, even technologically. If it's there, it's more superior, of course it is, than Bitcoin. It is, but it'll never achieve any type of wide adoption, DC, because of that man. I'm not even going to say his name. I don't want him to sue me next. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, he is in the project's way, and they really need to say, shut up, sit down, and let's develop. So,
speaking of projects, it looks like that the seat is made out of a wrapper from the projects. Talking about Mace, can we share my screen real quick, Owen? Now go back to Blood's chair. Deep cut. That was a deep cut. Man. That was a deep cut. You like that one, though. That was specifically for you there, Blood. All right. Thank you. Matty, you're like, well, why are you talking about Puff Daddy? Matty, if it is proven in this particular lawsuit by Copa, what do you think Craig Wright is going to do at this point? Is he going to continue to hold on to this claim? Or is this just backed by such large entities? Will he face the music finally?
Well, the way I look at this is the way I look at everything. So if he actually was on the team at the CIA that actually created Bitcoin, he would be killed by now. They would just kill him off. But the CIA needs these stooges to provide plausible deniability that we don't know who created Bitcoin. So as long as he's out there, and he came from that same school as Jason Bourne, so he just answers the phone and hears Queen of Hearts. Then he goes sue someone and says that he's Satoshi Nakamoto, and the CIA just kind of clapped their hands together. Perfect, right? But if he was on that team in the CIA that actually created Bitcoin, he'd be dead a long time ago.
There's rumors that, the CIA had darts that could give people cancer as far as back as the 50s. Do you think there's anything suspect about Hal Finney's demise?
Yeah, I think it's all suspect, right? So,
I thought he had ALS.
He did. But that is I actually worked for a nonprofit that did a lot of work with Jerry Lewis kids, and that is not that well known, similar to Lyme disease, similar to Crohn's disease, similar to a lot of diseases, but I'm now speaking above. Made up.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole we can go down. But
yeah, shout out to Lyme, Connecticut. Stay out of the woods if you live in that area.
There you go, Ron.
All right, but now we're speaking several levels above my area of expertise. All right, well, let's move forward and talk about Monero before we start hearing a helicopter in the background and people break through the walls here. Monero was delisted. Monero was delisted. And it plummeted. If we could share my screen here, it used to be a stable coin, folks. It used to love hanging around $150, give or take $20. And now it has since plummeted 35%. In fact, I'll just go to the year chart. Yeah, this is it right here. You can see this is 150. And like I said, it just loves hanging out in this range, give or take $10, $20. And then now finally breaking the range after almost 2 years since the previous bull run tops there. Now, it just got hit with a 20-month low after being delisted by Binance. Binance came forward with the big delisting, and now you can see the price action just taking a huge plummet here. Binance had a statement: when a coin no longer meets the standards or industry changes, we conduct a more in-depth review and potentially delist it. OKX is also announced a delisting, and Dash and Zcash as well, other privacy coins. Now, thinking crypto, it seems like the power B are killing privacy coins. Are privacy coins dead?
I think so. And I remember we actually spoke about this, I don't know, 2 months ago or a month ago. And for years, I've been hearing from government officials and folks I've interviewed, it's not going to fly. In the world of KYC, AML, they're going to look to shut these down. They're going to use all type of excuses, money laundering and so forth, even though privacy coins, I think, are great. I think they have a great use case. But in the government control and the rules that they're putting out, they're going to ban privacy coins. And I would caution everybody who transacts with them, even if you're not doing anything nefarious, just be careful. You're going to have a target on your back.
Crypto Blood, I want to bring up some Bloodalytics here. And can you craft a message for a friend of ours who loves this coin? You already know who I'm about to say here, Seth. Mind Your Biz absolutely loves XMR. In fact, I think he tweeted earlier today he will buy your cheap XMR off of you. I might go ahead and pull up his Twitter here. Want to give a big shout out. We love Mind Your Biz. When it comes to OPSEC, I would say there's him and Naomi about as high as it gets there. Naomi Brockwell. But he said today 1 XMR equals the Bitcoin tweet. He still had the Bitcoin tweet there. And then here he says, he has a quote: "Sell me your cheap Monero and F off." This is before it plummeted additional $20 there. What is your message for Mind Your Biz when it comes to Monero's price action?
I don't think he cares about price action, and neither should anyone who actually uses XMR. So that's the thing. This is not a speculative coin for the most part. People who are in that ecosystem actually uses XMR. So they're going to continue to use that. So this is what we have to, we conflate price with utility. And they're two different things. They can have some correlation for sure. You have more people using something, the price tends to go up. But in the scenario like this, I don't think this is much of a big deal. As the other gentleman said, they are going to clamp down on these privacy coins. Them being delisted from Binance doesn't really mean anything. It's like ripping the Band-Aid off. Okay, now they have to really rely on decentralized exchanges. So it's actually it's a good move or a good step for them, in my opinion.
So would Darth Mike, pretty funny comment here. Black helicopters, they probably use rainbow helicopters nowadays. Hey, I can see that they paint each blade a different part of the color wheel. That would just be festive. I'm just saying it'd be festive, people. All right, now Jackie, what are your thoughts on Monero, still being used in the future? And I mean, what is the option for someone who wants privacy?
Well, first of all, let's be really serious. If you are using Monero for privacy, are you really giving a shit that it's being taken off a KYC'd exchange? Like, at the end of the day, does that actually matter for them? Yeah, take the price, but I just think exchanges are for on-ramping and off-ramping easily. But the Monero community was very used to buying it through ATMs, converting cash into Monero. I don't see this overall like really upsetting them. Having said that, I think that privacy is essential. I think you should be allowed to have some form of privacy. Cash is private. The way that you spend it is pretty private. And Monero just figured out a way with, I believe it's limited addresses, right? Like it kind of obfuscates which address is being sent to and from. It shows like 5 potential options. I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing, but unfortunately, this is why we can't have nice things. There's always somebody willing to use it for a nefarious purpose. So, overall, I think this community is like the gold coins and the silver coins. Like those people are just always going to find their people and they're going to continue to transact with each other.
All right, we got Flat Smack coming in at 119, 116, 106. Michael, I believe is how you pronounce that. You guys made a lot of videos. Folks, if you're just now joining, we bring you ATB Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Discover Crypto. We're making live content 5 days a week, 7 days a week. We're bringing you content there. All right, now, Matty B, last question on here. Someone brought up a good point. Monero is closer to the cypherpunk ideal than any of the top 10 cryptos, excluding Bitcoin. He said, what is Bitcoin the closest thing to a privacy coin? I mean, technically you can mine it. No one would know where it comes from. And, you get to avoid all exchanges and any kind of KYC that way.
Yeah, you can go back to the old school where you had to meet some weirdo in a mall parking lot and exchange a piece of paper and just cross your fingers and hope that the numbers on the paper were something. Turned out it was always legit, because back then people were trying to build this thing. But I agree with Jackie. This is like a feather in their hat to be removed from Binance. But again, you remove CZ, then you put in this WEF puppet, and the next thing you know, things get tighter and tighter and tighter, and we're going to see this slowly shrink into Binance. So I think she said it best. They're on and off ramps. Like, why would you spend any time on these things? Just get off. And that's why I think this bull run, we're going to see a lot of growth in the DEXs for sure.
You bring up a good point. It almost makes me long-term bullish on Monero, seeing that it's it is so heavily favored. Now, Matty B,
you have to watch you have to watch the price go down, because once it hits that zombie play where all the sick degens just come and just pump the price from like $1 to $50 to $1, I'm waiting for that. Put $1,000 in that one. Spin the wheel. Speaking
of waiting, are you any stranger for waiting on strangers in parking lots in your younger days? I'm just I meant that as a substance reference, and then it kind of devolved, and that could be taken a different way. I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry, Matty B. I didn't. Sometimes I just you got to think about the words that come out. All right. Well, speaking of thinking of what's coming out, Solana is that chain even working? It is working, folks. It's FUD. Not really. It did have 5 hours of downtime today. Did a lot of research into Solana. We got a Solana video coming out, but it was down around 5:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It was first thing I saw when I woke up this morning around 6:45. Immediately, did a sharp correction. It fell about 4%, since bounced back a little bit. Still slightly in the red for the 24 hours. I did a lot of research. It seems like almost every time there is an outage, preceding it by about a week, there's like a mainnet update. And, it seems like a similar situation right here. So it's the 11th outage of the last 2 years. Blood, I'm going to throw it to your screen. Blood, are you still with us? Are you streaming from a Saga phone?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm here, buddy. I'm here. What's going on?
All right. What are your thoughts on the outage and its ability to just never really fall in the next 24 hours after it goes out?
Sorry there, buddy. I'm sorry. I went out again. Solana went out again. Sorry.
11 times.
Listen, this is it, in my opinion. I was very critical of Solana for many years, and then they said they had this miracle patch and everything is going to be fine after that, and now we're here. So I'm done. They burned me twice. I'm out of here. Can't mess with Solana like that anymore. Listen, I almost compared it to, you can't have layer ones go out, because layer ones are almost akin to the internet, where you have everything running on top of the internet, all the different apps and dApps and protocols. You can't have your layer one go down. That's just a no. So I think, and I don't know this, but it seems like the way that Solana was architecturally developed, it's going to always be prone to bugs taking it down, or issues with throttling, right, and bandwidth. So I, as a programmer, man, you're always going to have bugs. So if you're going to have bugs all the time, no matter how great your code is and all of that, you're going to have Solana continue to go down. I forgot that Solana went down for almost 2 days the last go round. So this is out of control, bro. I'm an OG crypto guy. This is out of control.
And folks, stick around to the end of the topic. I did a lot of research. I looked at every major Solana outage, found the average of decline on the 7. It was a decline. It wasn't a pump. Looked at the average 7-day return. 1 week later, I'm gonna give it to you at the end of the show.
Nice.
Now, Tony,
Nice.
thinking crypto. You know what I'm thinking about? I see Solana here. Share my screen real quick, Owen here. So we have Monero down 35%, and Solana still top 5. It is, oh my God, it's pumping. Solana's up. Solana is up 1.5%. What to you is more worrisome? A chain going down for 5 hours or delisting from Binance? What are your thoughts of the disparity we're seeing here?
Oh, a chain going down. Similar to what Crypto Blood said. I mean, this is embarrassing. How many times is Solana going to keep going down? And what I've been telling people for a long time, I don't trust Solana in the long term. However, there's a caveat to that. The VCs are pumping the hell out of it, right? And you can ride the short-term wave and make some decent profit, but don't bank on this thing long term. And they've talked about Fire Dancer and all these updates, but come on, this is pathetic. It's embarrassing. Your blockchain's going down and you have to restart it. What are we in Web 1.0? Go restart the servers? What the hell is this? It's crazy.
Now, Jackie, I'm going to share a little thing of tweets real quick and just kind of breaks down what happens here. What happens when it goes down? Well, a better question is, what do we do to get it back up? And essentially, the engineers need to figure out what caused the outage. We share my screen real quick, Owen, here. They need to figure it out. If you restart it without understanding the problem, it'll just halt again. And then you got to get a consensus on what block to restart and figure out the block height. And then restart instructions are posted. That's where they're at that moment. But then you got to wait for literally everybody to wake up as more validators start to restart their machines here. There was a funny quote tweet I wanted to share here. You know, as more validators start to restart their machines, remember it's global. So people are sleeping while others are awake. Adam Hollander with the take here. This is hilarious to imagine. Why isn't Jeff picking up his damn phone? The entire network is down and he's the only one who can restart the validator. Jeff is asleep, dude. Is that a fair assessment? What's your thoughts of that assessment?
Yeah.
That seems a little unfair, but is it valid?
Mm-mm.
If that's the process truly for turning it off and turning it back on again, first of all, I can't even believe that that's like the process for a whole blockchain where people have like their entire net worth in some shitcoin. It's just absolutely ridiculous that someone is like pulling a switch. It reminds me of like the old school switchboards where the women were like, they'd plug something in and then they don't plug in. They'll just like everyone's working together like an old school phone.
Right.
That's crazy. It's like a 1960s switchboard operators. They're like, oh, hold on, it's down. Wake up, Glinda. Yeah, go ahead.
This is worse than cloud computing. Like, how can you come out the gate? Like, it can't be it has to be redundant, at minimum, redundant as a cloud computing system.
Yeah, at minimum. All right. Well, Matty B, I kind of want to get your take here because my guess is you probably don't interact with Discord too often, right?
No, I don't even know what it is.
Discord is a messaging server. Imagine like a chat app, like a Telegram. The validators got to talk on a Discord server. I just want to know what's your take on it's decentralized, but then we're waiting on Jeff to wake up. I mean, is this kind of a good thing in one way though?
Well, you see, the thing is about all of these altcoins, and listen, I'm not a Bitcoin max. I'm just a human minimalist, right? So the more humans involved in a project, the higher the probability of things going wrong. And so at the beginning of a bull run, I'll take my 10 darts and pick some altcoins. And I don't care if I lose the money because I think eventually I'll lose that money if I hold on to it anyway. So you got to be careful. These things happen. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I don't care. It's like going to the X or it's called the X here. What is it? A circus or a fair with all those rigged games?
Carnival.
Fair. And it's like saying one game is worse than the other. They're all games and they're probably all going to disappear one day. But while they're here, you can make some speculative gains, but don't get attached to anything. Don't marry anything. These are altcoins.
Yeah, don't date it, don't hate it, just trade it at the end of the day. Now, Piano Matty B, what do you do when you can't trade it? The chain's down.
Well, that's a good question. I don't know if you're, would you be trading something like that? I don't know. Or you just be getting in as early as you can and holding and then flipping it into Bitcoin.
Well, like we were joking before the show, diamond hands, just, kind of like the GameStop situation, but, forced, like a forced diamond hand situation here. All right. Well, folks, I said I would share some alpha at the end of the subject here. If we share my screen, I went through the weeds here. I went to Solana status. I found all the downtimes, and then I found the previous day candle close on the body. And then I just went forward 7 days. And then I found an average, and I found a pattern starting to emerge. I'm not going to go into each of all the downtimes here, but I busted out Excel, busted out my old accounting skills here, and found the average. There was a decline 100% of the time if you go out 7 days. The highest decline, we saw about 27%. On the low end, except for one after a bearish period, we saw 2%. We saw 10% decline. Those are the lowest declines. On average, Solana will fall 16% after 1 week of an outage. Now, this is just the average. I will say 100% of the time it has fallen. And folks, you guys are going to love this, especially those that do a little TA. The 16% decline, $81, and just look at that that horizontal support there. Bloodalytics. I mean, what are you seeing here? The $81. I mean, does 81 feel? I don't want to say like it's guaranteed or even likely, but $81 seem possible to you?
No. Go back to that chart really quickly. I want to see something.
Yeah, this is the daily chart.
Okay, so the bounce already happened, right? Or is that
bounce off 81? This bounce off 81. Yeah, this is the daily. This is January 23rd.
Yeah, I mean, I would play the odds. I would short it. We're currently let me see here. I think we're long on Solana right now with Bloodalytics, though. I'm just trying to pull it up. I'm having some Solana issues right now.
That's what you get for using Rust there. Just hey, this is crypto. As everyone says, it's going to dump. Maybe that's when we end up seeing the green weekly. There's no guarantees here.
So we went long on Bloodalytics 10 a.m. this morning. So we're kind of in the money. We did take some profits up here at 96.92. But right. I don't know,
Good
man.
job there.
We'll see.
All right. Well, chat, let us know. What do you think Solana is going to be? Type in your response. What is Solana's price 7 days from now? I'll go ahead and put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to say around $81, $82. Thinking crypto, you want to throw out a number?
I'll put it around 80.
Okay, around 80. It does like that. Historically, it likes that $80 range. Jackie, do you have a guess here?
I would say $83.24.
All right, price is riding us here. Crypto Blood, you're still long, so I guess you're in a wait and see approach here.
Yeah, I would say no lower than 93.
Ooh, and Matty B, what do you say here?
I'm going to take the other side, and I'm going to say it pumps over 100.
Okay, pumps over 100. I would not be surprised. Now, folks, go look at the previous outages. Go look at what the candles did. I will say this. It seems like it wants to kind of be positive in the next 48 hours. Maybe to trick people. Then honestly, you often see a decline around the third or fourth day. Just historically speaking, I'm not going to say history is going to repeat itself, but it could certainly rhyme here. But folks, we hit the half-hour mark. I appreciate everyone joining the show today. Please show some love if you're here. If you're new from X account, we have all the description or all the links here for the people that are on the show. Go follow all their content. They're all making great stuff. Folks, that's all we got. We'll see you tomorrow.